Breaking now, police have just released a cause of death for the Fairfield teen found dead near a creek. The coroner says Chelsea Johnson was stabbed to death.
Police have also just released the 911 call made when Johnson was found. 911.
911, what is your emergency?
Can you please get an ambulance to Heritage Glen real quick, please?
What's the problem, sir?
I have a body in the creek.
You have a body in the creek at Heritage Glen?
Yes, I have a little girl's body in the creek. Please hurry up to get the ambulance.
Sir, what building are you behind?
Abandoned, a whole bunch of abandoned buildings. Please.
Later in that 911 call, the caller says, "We reported her missing last night and we just found her." Tonight, police say they still don't know who murdered the 15-year-old.
Our live team coverage begins with 9 News reporter Janelle Walton, who spoke with one of the last people to see Chelsea alive. Janelle?
Carol, Chelsea's mother says she told her she was going to the store. That was about 11:30 on Sunday. Now, an employee here at this Ameristop on Nillis Road says she did make it to the store. That was about noon. So it's possible one of these surveillance cameras may have captured some of the last moments of her life. 15-year-old Chelsea Johnson was like a lot of teenagers her age. She liked to go to the store to buy candy and pop. Her mother says she told her she was going to walk to this Ameristop convenience store on Nillis Road with a friend.
I came home from work. My son was with me working, came home, and had to come home to make lunch for him and sis and myself. Came home, and she didn't do the dishes. I told her, you get on them dishes, get them dishes done. She walked up to the store with a friend and said she'd be right back. After I made lunch, my son and I had to go back to work, locked the door, and that's the last time I seen her.
Johnson says when she got home around 5 o'clock Sunday afternoon, she started calling Chelsea's phone, but she didn't answer. Johnson called Chelsea's grandparents, panicked that she couldn't find her.
And my wife and Vicky, her mother, canvassed the neighborhood, went to the police station, went to the library when school was out. They talked to some of her friends. Of course, nobody had seen her.
Friends and family also stopped by the Ameristop. One of the employees who did not want to be interviewed said he saw Chelsea around noon with the guy she would hang out with. He says she paid for her snacks and they left. Family members say they found Chelsea's body near this creek behind Brookfield Drive near Pleasant Avenue around 6 p.m. Monday. Chelsea's mother is begging for someone to help police find who killed her daughter.
She's just a baby, had her whole life ahead of her and had so many plans. But no, somebody's got to come and just take her from me. Just please, please, you know what I mean? Call somebody, please call anybody. Even if you think it's nothing, please pick up that phone and call, please. You know what I mean? Somebody's got to.
Chelsea's mother says she did not have insurance. She says she needs help to bury her daughter. If you'd like to make a donation, you can do that at any PNC bank around the tri-state area. The memorial fund is set up in Chelsea Johnson's name. Now, coming up new at 5:30, we mentioned what police were looking for, possibly if this was a random attack or maybe if she knew her murderer, and even if maybe they found something on some surveillance video here. We're going to have more on that at 5:30. Carol.
It's just heartbreaking. Janelle Walton live for us in Fairfield. Thanks, Janelle. And 9 News is also learning more about what kind of person Chelsea Johnson was. The 15-year-old had just started at a new school. She was getting good grades and even had a part-time job. Annette Pegler continues our live team coverage. People at school say Chelsea's determination and kind spirit are what they'll remember most. Annette?
Well, Carol, that's right. Chelsea had just started her first semester at Options Academy. It's an alternative school. Her teachers there said she made good grades and she thrived, and she even worked at the school store. Now, Chelsea came to Options Academy because her instructors say she learned better in a smaller class. They say she had many friends, was liked by everyone, and was also a hard worker. In order to work at the school store, she had to maintain a certain grade point average. Her English teacher, whom she was very close to, said she was pleasant to work with and always kept a positive attitude.
Just very mannerly, very sensitive to other people, would talk quietly so as not to interrupt others. Just a lovely young lady. I've really enjoyed her.
Now, coming up new at 6, we are also going to talk to some of Chelsea's classmates and hear how they're coping with her death. We're also going to hear more about what she had hoped to achieve, and it's just such a tragic incident as to what happened to her. Carol?